My story, our childhood love. Hello everyone, I am at 24, with a partner that's the same age. We have been together since 13, met in middle school, fell pretty hard, and we have been through a very long journey. I couldn't imagine my life without her. We have 2 boys, and have lived together since we were 14. We became active very young, and were each other's first. We ended up becoming teen parents, and now have a 9-year-old and 3-year-old. When I was young and dumb, I did sleep with a few other girls thinking it's what I wanted. My partner never left me and stood with me through thick and thin, and we figured out every time with infidelity both ways. I had a few different intimate partners, and from what I knew, I was the only guy she's ever been with that far, until this year. I dedicated my whole life to her around 19 years old, and never even considered sleeping with more females. After all the pain I caused her. She always got back with petty stuff like messaging and flirting, but never sex from what I know. I can't sit here and victimize myself as I did stupid things, knowing they would hurt her during her second pregnancy. All the while we started a whole new life, got our first apartment and became a real family when our second son was born. I gave her my all, paid all the bills, provided, spoiled her with gifts, dates, everything a woman could possibly want. But I'm not sure if she was already mentally checked out. We'd have arguments and she'd bring up how since 13. All she has been is my partner, and never done much for herself but be a mom and a wife, and I hated that she felt that way, because seems to me like she wasn't happy with her life. All in all, we always stayed together like a family. So I never thought much of it, but this year, the only thing I wanted was for us to finally tie the knot. And we were doing so good in my eyes, but the entire time she had another man in her life, and I found out the hard way. This June she told me she was going on all-women's retreat, and I never even expected for there to be another man, because we do everything together. Sleep, work, eat, everything. I mean everything. Well, she went. I helped her pack her bag and everything. I was excited for her to heal from any trauma or pain she had, hoping for a new woman to come home. So I trusted her. I wanted to help her on her journey of finding herself, sent her on her way, and stayed home with our kids. For some reason, before she left, I checked her bag and found brand new socks and shirts for a man, and I found lingerie in her bag. Should have been my first red flag. But I was so in love to the point I was delusional. I believed everything she came up with. She told me the gift was for me, and I believed it, and she told me the lingerie was for when she was coming back home. She wanted to surprise me with a coat and lingerie under, for supporting her journey according to her. I had faith in our love, so I didn't think anything of it. I didn't believe she could do what she did to me after being so good to her for years. Anyways, I was at home and my intuition and gut would just not rest. I checked the phone bill and discovered she was in Minnesota when we live in Los Angeles. Called all the numbers I found in the Minnesota area on her phone bill, and I found a hotel, an airline number, and a number to a man. I confronted her through text, and even then I couldn't believe she would something like that, because I was delusional. I believed her story about how it was just all a woman's retreat in Minnesota. I know, right, how stupid can I be? Calmed down, waited for her to take her flight back home, even picked her up at the airport. Once she was home, I could not relax for a week straight. Something was just off, and I don't know how she did it, but I believed her story. We had sex maybe 50 times in that week, and she told me how the retreat made her found new love for me again. All was well. I was happy, thought everything she told me was true. Time kept passing, and my soul could just not rest. Something was just off. I'd been with her since 13, and my mind, body, and soul just felt it. A couple weeks ago, I decided to do a reverse phone lookup on the number I found of a man from the weekend. She went on her retreat and discovered it was a guy that was after her way back in our school days. I confronted her once again, and she still was not honest. She came clean about being in contact with him, and I asked her if she slept with him, and how far did it go, and I guess she knew what the truth would do to me, because she just would not tell me. We talked for hours after I found out who it was, and she held me while I cried and everything because I knew in my heart she wasn't being truthful. But I love the girl so much. I agreed we can work through anything. Last week, our 3-year-old son for some reason just came up to me with her iPad, and it was on her message app. And I found the messages with the guy, and it was so much worse than what she told me. She admitted to being in contact with him and said she never seen him since school. But I'm not an idiot. There is no way she was in the same city as him, 1,000 miles away with lingerie. I read through the whole text, even found pictures of the guy's penis, and pictures she sent him, videos they recorded while having sex. And I seen the way she spoke to him. She was in love with him. I know her. Looking at the dates, I was at home, giving her my all, waiting for her to reciprocate. Meanwhile, another man has her full-blown attention, and all I wanted to do was be a great man for her, never even asked for anything but love and support. What I seen I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I held her on pedestal. She had a goddess aura to me, and after everything I just cannot see her the same. I had to find everything out on my own, and for the last 6 months, every time I had doubts or questions, she made me feel crazy and said if she was cheating, she didn't need to hide it and would let me know. I cannot victimize myself either. I slept around on her years ago, even have a few bodies in the closet. She has no clue about that same weekend. I knew I wasn't crazy, so I stepped out myself and slept with someone, but I did not enjoy it. I could not stop thinking about her and what she might be doing. She doesn't even know what I was doing while she was gone, and even after I found out, I don't know if I'm man enough to tell her the truth, because I know it will just cause more pain for both of us. I come to Reddit to seek help, and people with similar stories wondering what I should do. We have been holding each other asking for forgiveness since last Thursday, and I know for a fact I still love her and my 2 kids. She is willing to give me her all again after stepping out, so I sit here and wonder, did she need to do that to find out for herself that I am the one for her? I'm not sure, I'm not innocent, I'm not perfect, I'm not a victim. I know my last mistake would have never happened. If she was at home with me, before this last time I hadn't slept with anyone since before COVID, and I had my chances too. But I never did, because I always thought of her, and it stopped me every time. I can't sit here and judge her, but I do ask for guidance. Somebody please help me. And if you read through it all, I appreciate your time. I don't feel like the same man anymore, but I want to learn to love her again, and I want us to make it. It's just very difficult. Every time I look at her, I remember the videos. What would you guys do in my situation? My kids are the most important thing to me, and I don't know if I can take the heartbreak of breaking my children's family apart. Because their mother did what their father did for years. I just don't know anymore, and I need help. Thanks again to anybody who reads it. All can really use words of advice right now.